Hello and welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking kind of about, a little bit about my experiences with YouTube as a whole, but also some of the traps that I think if you're just starting out, you should avoid, and kind of why I'm still making videos. It seems like I go through a lot of phases on this channel. I think I've kind of landed at a good purpose or reason to why I'm doing this at this point, but that will all kind of have to be something that you come up with yourself when you start to do this, or if you want to do this. Now, the first thing I wanted to say is, well, actually the first thing I want to get out of the way is the specs for this video. We are shooting on the DJI ACTION 4 with the Mic Mini. I have an ND8 on because it's a little bit cloudy, not too much sun out today, so not too much ND. This video was graded using Phantom LUTs as a conversion LUT and then Dehancer as a kind of creative look. I think the film simulation I'm currently using is the Fujifilm Superia 1600. It was the first time I used it on the last video. I thought it looked really good, so I'm gonna run with it for now. One of the first misconceptions about YouTube is that you need to have the latest gear, a expensive camera to start making videos, and that is very far from the truth. Now, I am saying that fully aware that I have gone through the asteroid belt of buying and selling many cameras over the years. In fact, I did a little bit of a, are you kidding me? I did a little bit of a like budgeting thing the other day, or like I looked over my finances. I sold almost all of my gear this year in favor of one camera, which I've always wanted, which is the Leica M10D. This is a pure photography camera. It is not great for work. It's not great for making money with, even though I still do use it on my shoots. It really makes things hard for no reason, but I love the camera and I'm happy with the purchase. This is by far the most expensive camera I've ever bought, but I was able to buy this camera from selling all of my other gear, which I really didn't need. So to put things into perspective, I didn't even realize it, but I had spent probably over 30 grand on camera gear for effectively the potential of making videos. Like I've had clients, I spent a season working as a freelance video creator, photographer. I had a job doing social media for a little while, and ultimately it wasn't for me. I love making videos and I love taking photos, but I don't necessarily love doing it for work. It comes with a whole nother business side of it that is not actually as fun. And so if you love doing this as a passion and you're considering doing it for work, then I would highly suggest reconsidering that. Having your hobby and work as two different things is going to make your life, I think, a lot more enjoyable. So I would say the first trap is thinking that you're going to be happy creating or turning your hobby into a passion, which is not really good advice. So that's kind of number one. Number two, the camera that you have sucks, and the camera that you have will always suck. And obviously I'm being a little bit facetious in that statement. That's not what I mean. What I mean is how you currently feel about the camera that you don't want anymore is how you're going to feel about the next camera that you get eventually. So just remember that shiny new camera that you're after, or that shiny new object, is going to be the old dusty one eventually. And the way to mitigate these things is to kind of change your approach to what you're making, as opposed to trying to change the gear to get inspired. We all get inspired by new gear. That's nothing new, but that's not the best source of inspiration. Now, I love trying new gear. I'm sure you love trying new gear. And if you're watching this video, you're probably looking to buy new gear as we speak. I do think you should buy an Action 4 though, because this camera is very limited. It's pretty cheap, and it's actually, like, this will give you the fundamentals of what you need for why you would use a bigger camera. Getting back on point. I think the third thing that I want to talk to you about is watching creators on YouTube and watching too much content. You will get extremely influenced by other people, which will create this spiral in your head that you need to get different gear, you need to start shooting in a specific way. But what that does is it ends up transforming your content into a copy of somebody else's. And I do think when you're starting out, it is important to recognize what you like and try and make, like if you have a creator that you like, you should try and make videos like them until you realize it doesn't work for you, because you're gonna learn a lot through that process. It's like I learned a lot from Peter McKinnon, from Casey Neistat, from Van Neistat, Potato Jet, like all of these kind of like dominating vlogging characters. If you look back at my older videos, you'll see a lot of, I don't even want to say plagiarism because that's almost an insult to them, an attempt to copy that was not good. And kind of just made me feel foolish because you're trying to embody a character. You're almost like method acting somebody else as opposed to creating your own character. But the value that I learned in doing that helped to bring out my character, because it helped me kind of see a framework that worked, try and create it, realize, okay, that isn't exactly how I would do it. And then you start to take from all of your inspirations, you start to piece little things. You're like, okay, I really like that about this guy's vlogs. I really like that about this. I loved that idea of the way that this person did something. And then you take all of those things and add your own personality to it. And now you have your own unique style. This is how I believe inspiration works. This is how I believe that you are able to get original pieces of work through taking aspects of different things. But I also want to try and challenge you. Try not to get all of your inspiration and your ideas from the genre that you're in. For instance, if you are, there's a leaf blower over there, so I'm walking back. If you are somebody who really enjoys vlog content, try and draw inspiration from a different area and a different genre, because that is going to inject some awesome things into your videos, because they're not specific. Maybe you're taking something from music and applying that theory to video content creation. That is going to help you get more unique types of content. The fourth thing or fifth thing, I can't remember. YouTube is, if you're looking at YouTube as a career, I highly suggest just doing something else. It's not really a great thing to strive to do for a career, because it is so volatile and fleeting, and you're gonna put so much time and effort into this. And if you're not enjoying just making the videos and putting them out there, then if you're not enjoying what you're doing now, you're never gonna enjoy it when you're making money. So you need to be aligning your channel with things that you enjoy, so that eventually, if you do start getting paid for the content that you're making, you're getting paid for the content that you want to make. Otherwise, you're just creating a job, and there's no point in doing that. There's plenty of jobs to go get that are gonna support your family better than YouTube ever will. So just keep that in mind. If you're trying to monetize your YouTube channel, understand the goal that you're trying to do and what type of content that you want to be paid to make. Because if you're trying to make content that you don't really like, but you know that it's going to get, people are going to start paying for it, all that's going to do is multiply the stress and anxiety of creating content you don't want to create. So you're kind of like not really escaping what you thought you were in order to do what you're trying to do. The fifth tip, I've definitely lost count now, is something along the lines of like, it's really hard to find a purpose of your channel. You're gonna have to try a lot of things, and that's the beauty of kind of the natural growth of YouTube, is that when you start out, you have 0 subscribers, and then you're gonna gain some subscribers from this type of content, some from this type, and then eventually you're gonna kind of find out, okay, this is the niche that I wanna do, or this is the type of video content that I wanna create for the foreseeable future. You're gonna use that to kind of build a persona and have a goal in mind for what you're doing. For instance, if you look back at my catalog, I started like hardcore camera tech vlogger, like the Peter McKinnon blueprint of YouTube. That kind of shifted more into Casey Neistat daily vlogs, where I was just vlogging my daily life. Then I kind of went down the reviewer tech YouTube route. And now I'm kind of back, but I think what I want to focus on as a YouTuber now is just like all of this seemingly useless knowledge that I've built up about camera gear, about how to create certain images, things like this. I want to just distill that, talk about it in a vlog format, like very casual YouTube, kind of try and transfer some of that knowledge onto somebody watching who it may benefit them more than it has benefited me. And if I can help one or two people expedite that learning process, then that selfishly makes that knowledge that I have worth sharing and worth learning. So I said in a previous video that I didn't want this channel to go back into the just talking about vlogging. I wanted it to be more about actual vlogging. And I think there is a happy medium to be had in that. I haven't quite figured out the balance of that yet, but as of right now, the timeline for creating the content and the amount of time that I'm spending in front of the camera is working at the moment. I would like to refine it a little bit better. And I think I'm just getting better at delivering a general idea to the camera with as minimal cuts as possible. So I hope you've been enjoying these vlogs. And if you have, kind of let me know below what you want to see from this channel and what has helped you so far, like why you subscribed. I know that's a lot to ask, so don't feel pressured to actually do it, but I am genuinely curious. So if you've got a couple of minutes and a clear idea of why you subscribe to this channel, I'd love to hear it below so I can take that into account when I create more content. So that's it for today. What are we at? 14 minutes, probably end up being about a 12-minute video. And man, I need to get back in shape because I'm out of breath from just walking and talking to the camera. So I'll see you guys in the next video and have a good day. Peace.